Monica Orsino. Eccola. Ciao Monica, benvenuta.
Ciao, piacere.
Piacere mio. Prego, ti lascio il palco.
Grazie mille. Lo speech oggi sarà in inglese, quindi hello everyone and thanks for joining me. I'm very excited to be here. And I want to start with a poll, if that's okay with you. Please raise your hand if you heard the word AI at least 10 times in the last 24 hours. That's exactly what I was expecting. But the question everybody's asking, really, is what's around the corner? And while predicting the future is difficult, nonetheless, I would like to take you through Microsoft vision on the future of artificial intelligence and digital experiences. And I want to start with a quote. This is from Ray Bradbury, a science writer and visionary. And in this quote, he says that predicting the future is pretty much an exercise of extrapolating what we know today and predicting pretty much more of the same. However, it's also challenging us to think beyond the status quo, to think of a better future for us and for everybody else. And if we look back at the last 40 years, from the dot-com to Trump's election to the pandemic, we know that he has a point. Settling for predictability and continue to predict what we know isn't going to cut it. We need to be in the driver's seat and build tomorrow's strengths. So let me take you through Microsoft vision, and it's really 3 points. First of all, tech for good. We know from plenty of researches that consumers trust and invest in brands that can champion the causes they believe in. Sustainability, a more equitable future, inclusivity. So to be successful, this needs to be rooted in the core of your brand. The second point, data dignity. We need to treat privacy as a human right and allow our users to choose how to share the data and what to share. So again, the companies that will be thriving tomorrow are the ones that have clear in their mind and the basis or their brands, data dignity. And we're coming to the third point, artificial intelligence. In the last few years, we've seen machine able to replicate human levels of speech recognition and image recognition. But it doesn't stop there. Especially with the development of generative AI in the last few years, there's been a huge interest, a hype. Think about the amount of articles, speeches, talks we heard and been exposed to just in the last 6 months. It's massive. And this is especially due to the fast adoption rate. If we go back to other technologies and other inventions, let's say the telephone, it took 75 years to reach 100 million users. Facebook did that in 4 years, and ChatGPT did that in only 2 months. That's massive. But also, now the generative AI is available to everyone and already accessible. Okay, so let's talk about the partnership between OpenAI and Microsoft. First, I'd like to demystify a point. Our search engine is still called Bing, and I still do work for Microsoft and not ChatGPT. Let's make it clear. So what is this collaboration all about? So first of all, at the heart of it are the values that actually drive the missions of our companies. So for OpenAI, it's built-in general AI that benefits humanity. And for Microsoft, is to be able to empower everyone in the world to achieve more. So as you can see, there are some synergies and overlapping. And let's get technical for a second. So Microsoft built what we call the Prometheus model, which leverage the power of internet through Bing Index and layer on top of that spatial query techniques in order to liaise and work together with the large natural language models built by OpenAI. And this is the underlying technology of ChatGPT. I'm sure everybody heard of it by now, which can create solutions and responses from text. But it's not only that. We also have Codex, which does the same thing for codes, and DALL-E, which can generate images from text and prompts. So let me introduce you to the new Bing, which is the AI-powered copilot, which literally integrates not only Bing Search, Microsoft Azure AI supercomputing technologies, and OpenAI's potentiated and enhanced language models. And what is interesting is that if you want to access for free ChatGPT 4, the only way to do it is through Bing at the moment. Okay, all good, but what should we expect then if you use the new Bing? And let me demonstrate with a video exactly what happened. So first of all, you should expect the joy of discovery. So when was the last time that search helped you actually to find something new and have some inspiration, especially if you didn't know what you wanted? Well, it didn't do that for me, but AI did. When I decided that I really needed some holidays, and I wanted to go with my friend for a birthday somewhere, but we didn't know where. So I'm going to show you with a video now exactly what I did. Okay, so my initial search was very vague. I know I wanted to go somewhere. And I was thinking something about mountains, desert, steppe, a mix of culture and nature. Oops, that was the video should have been a bit longer, okay? So what you can see here is we got some results. Mongolia, Uzbekistan, Morocco were the ideas that Bing gave me. That is excellent, love it. Uzbekistan was the winner, because I've never been there. And I thought, I want to go for 2 weeks. So maybe there are other countries I can explore. So I asked more information. It turned out there's a lot of tour operators who do all 5 stands in Central Asia. And here you can see some information, some images that are helping. And at that point, I explained to Bing that I really want a small group local tour operator. Here I got some ideas. Out of it, I read them all. Step journey fit my criteria better. So I asked for some reviews, which Bing collected and provided me with, and a way to contact them. Booked my holidays, great. But it doesn't stop there, because I was thinking, you know what? Let's test Bing's poetic skills and ask to write a poem for my friend Aiden's birthday, which, as you can see in a second, he did. It's actually quite a nice poem. And I'm going to be honest, I pretended it was me that wrote it, and she loved it. So you can be creative and find out new things and get inspired. And you're missing out on a fantastic photo of me in Turkmenistan, but I actually went on holidays, and it was excellent, and I loved it. So, however, before I did that, I wanted to check the second expectation, which was the gift of time. Now, if anybody has been on long holidays, you can empathize and know that your projects will still be there regardless when you come back. So what you really have to do is the same amount of work as before in a shorter time. So I wanted to put to test the promise that AI could remove some repetitive tasks and help me free some time that I could use for what matters the most to me, which in this case was be as efficient as possible so I could actually fully enjoy my holidays and not come back with a huge backlog. So the integration with AIs and Viva Sales help you make proposals and draft emails faster. And that's, I can tell you, particularly helpful for those emails where you have to be diplomatic, and in my case, I have to do it in my second language. Just as a reminder, please make sure you vet in whatever is written by AI before send it, even though sometimes I forgot to do it. Second huge time saver is AI notes in Teams. So unfortunately, I'm one of these people who can only type with 2 fingers, exactly like that, which doesn't make me very fast. But because I spend most of my afternoons in calls and meetings with United States, I really need to be able to jot down what we agreed on so that I've got something to refer back to. And yet, taking notes is really not my forte. So in this case, AI notes and Teams had me covered. The third expectation when you use the new Bing, a spark of creativity. So yes, I booked my holidays. I was particularly efficient, so I felt good about it. But I still had to at least draft the presentation for this event. And I was a bit stuck with a good opening. So I explained my predicament to Bing in the form of, I'm presenting a technology conference. I really want a good opening that talks about how the future shouldn't be predictable, and we should build our future. So I know it might be difficult to read, but does this response look familiar? Well, it should, because that's exactly the quote that I used at the beginning, and a good chunk of my talk track was edited from Bing. And if you wonder, what is this image that she used at the beginning? Well, the help that Bing provided me doesn't stop here, because this image was created from DALL-E technology, and the prompt that I used was, give me a colorful, futuristic image of technology, artificial intelligence, which should not be anthropomorphic, because I really didn't want to give the idea that AI was human or robot-looking, because it's not here, the technology is not here to replace us. And in fact, all the images that I used in this presentation were AI generated. So we can see that with Tech for Good and Data Dignity, we are leading with the values. But what about artificial intelligence? We still have a question mark, because more so than any other, this is a very polarizing technology, which has a huge potential to do good and at the same time harm, as Brad Smith, Vice Chairman and President of Microsoft, nicely put it. So it is our responsibility as a company to make sure that at the core or any products and technology we're building are those 6 points for responsible AI. Fairness, transparency, accountability, reliability has to be safe and secure and inclusive, because it needs to speak to the world we live in, and everybody else should be empowered to achieve their best potential. So coming back to the original vision, I need to make a small amendment here. So if we empower brands to be able to champion the causes of our users and what they believe in and their consumers, if we treat privacy as a human right and allow our consumers to have full control over their data, if we can embed generative AI in a responsible manner and leading and building core values at the foundation of what we build, then we are not waiting for a better future to come. We are building one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica. Allora te lo dico in inglese, visto che poi lo speech l'hai fatto in inglese. Ancora un applauso a Monica Orsino, che congediamo, salutiamo e ringraziamo soprattutto di essere stata qui con noi.
Grazie.